All right, welcome back, everybody. Time now for Better Pets. Today, we're continuing our conversation with Dr. Dennis about the diseases that you can possibly get from your pet.
Dr. Andrea Dennis is from the Bloomfield Animal Hospital. She has lots of important information that she is sharing with us today. We were talking about this last time you were on, that we don't generally think about getting a cold or disease or anything from our pets. We think, oh, animal, human, and there is some crossover.
Absolutely, and that's why we had to go into part two. We just couldn't cover everything that I thought was important the first time. You know, and again, one of the things that you can see obviously is Microsporum canis, which is a type of ringworm.
All right. Wait, before we get to that, can we talk about this? It was on the YouTube about the dog drinking the salt water, and the dog actually died from drinking too much salt water from the intake from salt. Is this something that we have to be worried about?
It is. Not that every dog or cat will die from it, but the disease is hypernatremia, where they ingest so much salt water, the sodium is just really off the charts. Most dogs will get like diarrhea, some will even get as bad as seizuring, and then some can go into cardiac arrest.
Wow, I never knew that.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
Okay.
And you know, when we think about the ocean, but also a lot of people have saltwater pools now.
Yeah, and when they take them to the beach.
And they don't know to not drink a lot. They'll just drink it like water.
They'll just drink it. And again, you know, as we're going into June and it's getting warm, so it's a good thing to warn people about, and they think it's kind of cute when they go into the ocean and drink the water, but it's dangerous. And then sometimes people shouldn't really even be bringing their dogs on the beach when it's 80 degrees and you're in the sun. I really would at least put them under the umbrella and bring fresh water with you. But most of the deaths associated are usually when they go into the ocean and drink a lot. In the pool, usually you just start to see a buildup of that of the sodium or hypernatremia. But yeah, you're right. It's a dangerous thing.
All right, back to ringworm. I do apologize.
That's okay. I'm happy to switch gears. Yeah, so ringworm was something that because both of you are cat owners, and we see it quite a bit with kittens. And kittens, yeah. Now, see, that's what ringworm looks like in one of our cats. And what do we do with cats and kittens? We just cuddle with them. We have them up against our neck, our face, our arms. We embrace them, and it's the most common one that people can get from cats is called Microsporum canis. And Microsporum canis is, dogs have it as well. But I think we also have a graphic of what it actually looks like in people too.
Wow.
So that happens quite a bit. Fortunately, I've never had that happen to me. I think we're very careful when we spot it. And how do you know if your cat has ringworm? Sometimes you won't see the classic circle because hair is usually covering it.
Okay.
All right, so if you feel like a crusty area, if they're scratching at their face, you need to have your veterinarian check it because there's a couple of easy tests that we can do and run and then treat them appropriately. And some cats carry it and they don't even have symptoms, but they carry it and then people get it in the house. So when kids have ringworm, a lot of times the doctor or the pediatrician will ask, do you have a cat in the house?
Isn't that interesting?
Wow.
So that's Microsporum canis. So.
And then there's something called cat scratch disease?
Yeah, or cat scratch fever. You've never heard of that?
I've totally heard of it. Cat scratch fever.
Yes, you got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is a real disease, and it's easily prevented with good flea control. So what happens is that with the it's called Bartonella. That's the organism, to be a little bit fancy and medical. And cats, when we're not taking care of them with fleas, especially, they scratch themselves, and flea dirt is actually where the fleas go to the bathroom on your cat. They scratch that, they scratch themselves. All those organisms are in their nails. They scratch a human, and that's how they transfer the disease. And we see that quite a bit, especially down south. We'll also see it in Connecticut, but down south, people will get it and they get pustules.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's that easy control with good flea and tick preventative.
Okay.
All right, and that sort of leads into the tick issues.
Lyme disease.
Yes.
Right, so Lyme disease, and there's another one called Rocky Mountain Spotted Fever.
Yeah, I've heard of that as well.
People can get both those diseases. Now, we don't get it from our pets, we get it from the ticks.
I can tell you how many times I found a tick in my bed. Because the cat goes outside, doesn't go out too far, but just enough to brush against the grass, picks up a tick, brings it in, and then before you know it, it's crawling off the cat and crawling onto me.
Right, and that's where they've actually done a recent study that shows that people that do have pets are at 1.8 or 2 times at risk for getting Lyme disease and Rocky Mountain Spotted Fever, or because they get if your pet goes outside, because they will go ahead and sometimes transfer to you, actually attach to you and transmit those diseases. So that, and you guys always love this picture of the ticks with the head. They're horrible creatures. They can be very, very tiny, especially when they're in the larval stage. So you know, it's all about prevention. And
so
we've got a couple of
products
here.
And they really work?
They absolutely work. So if we can start here with the front line for cats, some people, this is a topical, and some people really like the topical versus doing anything oral. You apply this once a month, and this is fantastic for fleas and ticks. Okay, they will die. The one next to it, that's also a topical, but also gets heartworm in cats. Heartworm disease, fleas, and ticks. And then here's one of the oral medications. These have become very popular. This you can also give to dogs and will prevent fleas and ticks in a great, very successful manner.
We only have a minute left. You want to talk about Giardia?
Yeah, that also, because people are going to be swimming and going to ponds and lakes. Giardia is an organism that infects their GI system, and dogs get it, and cats can get it, as well as people. Now, there's different serotypes, there's different ones, but they can sometimes have some crossover. Okay. So I actually had a dog that had Giardia as a puppy, and the baby in the house, the infant in the house also got it. So when your doctor or your veterinarian recommends having a stool sample checked for Giardia, make sure you just follow through and agree to that. Because if we can prevent our pets from having it, much less chance of us getting it. And then again, be careful. Don't drink from those ponds and lakes.
No way.
Okay, bring your own fresh water, because that's how you can get it directly.
Sure.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you,
appreciate
Doctor.
your time.
Thank
Hope
you
you have a great weekend.
I will. The weather's going to be great. Thank you.
Keep your fingers crossed, right?
Yeah.
All right, and as a reminder, Dr. Dennis is the owner of the Bloomfield Animal Hospital right on Old Windsor Road in Bloomfield. You can check it out online at bloomfieldanimalhospitalct.com.
On alternating Saturday afternoons from 2 to 3, she's taking listener questions during Pet Talk on WTIC 1080 radio. Tomorrow is one of those Saturdays.